That's at the start of another Game for a Movie. Welcome to the party. This is episode 9. I don't know what's happening over there.
We're podcasting over here.
We're podcasting. Yeah, okay.
I'm podcasting here.
Yeah.
I'm throwing my cap at Mitchell because of what just happened.
No cap.
That was a lefty throw, too. You're welcome.
That's pretty good.
Yeah,
Nice.
you're welcome.
Southpaw.
I am your host, Mike Butank. We are joined by a very special guest.
I am Alison.
Oh,
Hey!
She looked
I
right
thought
to
we
the
were-
microphone.
I thought we were going to do the bit where...
Where I'm T-Dawg?
Yeah,
Oh,
exactly.
we're still trying to figure out where T-Dawg is this week.
Oh, okay.
I thought she was T-Dawg.
I thought she was T-Dawg, and I thought this is T-Dawg was being so secretive that he was keeping his own gender and identity.
Actually,
or,
do we have T-Dawg in the other room all the time? Is that what's happening?
I don't know,
he's just
man.
behind a curtain?
Well, obviously,
It's like the Wizard of Oz.
Okay.
There we go.
Nice.
Pay no attention to the man behind this curtain.
I actually like the
That's
metaphor a
great
lot, yeah.
Yeah, it works.
Okay.
We also have
Andre Bellinger.
and
Mitchell Clements.
Yeah.
welcome to the party, guys. Are
Yes.
we guessing where T-Dawg is this week?
Uh,
Or are we done with that?
Again, I'm still not convinced that T-Dawg is not Alison in disguise.
right,
Okay.
yeah. No, because he always comes in, masked and stuff with, a voice modulator, so
Okay.
I don't really know what he actually looks like, so
Oh, okay.
I just assumed that when you brought Allison, that was T-Dawg.
I've seen Mission Impossible probably 5 too many
Yeah.
times.
Oh,
There you go.
yeah, there you
Yeah.
go. Like
Yeah, Mission-
mask?
I'm seeing
Yeah.
a mask right now.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Right.
I mean, T-Dawg is just whoever T-Dawg is. For the
T-Dog
Oh.
were the friend that...
Is this
Well,
Russian
man.
philosophy?
Yeah.
Oh,
Welcome to
geez. Let me
Philosophy
get us some
101.
Russian philosophy right here.
Welcome to Philosophy 101. Did you just say Russian philosophy? Because that pairs perfectly with my fact that I think T-Dawg's still in Russia.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or the Ukraine, because he got sent to prison.
Do we think he was a Russian spy this entire time?
He might have been.
He definitely is.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
He definitely is.
Definitely is.
We're
dude.
all in.
Yeah.
So the KGB is still around. And
Oh,
he's
definitely.
one of
Dude,
their operatives.
trust me, I'm an expert on the KGB now. So, he's definitely KGB for sure.
Okay, so are you KGB? How are you suddenly an expert?
You know...
We will dive further into that later in this episode
No,
of
we
why
won't.
he is an
I'm-
expert.
I'm
we
just-
might get
all I'm saying
assassinated
is that
before
I'm-
the end of the episode.
We might.
I'm a career party man, and,
Wow.
yeah, so...
Goodness, okay.
We'll just leave that there, you know?
Okay.
Remember how in the first episode we kind of made assumptions about each other and how I was communist? We might have an actual communist.
Goodness gracious.
I'm just a callback to the first episode.
That is a callback. I
quite
barely
the
remember
callback.
that fact, but now I do remember.
Yeah, maybe you should listen to the podcast more.
Look, man, I'm here for the rough draft. I don't listen to the bottom process.
You guys all subscribe. You know who else subscribes?
Who?
Our new friend, Mike from Night Shift Brewing.
Hey!
Thanks for subscribing, Mike. You are the man. It was very nice to meet you today.
Yeah.
So,
Aw.
yeah, he was an awesome dude. We would be drinking Night Shift, but it is not readily available in Connecticut yet.
Yes.
Whoa.
Future episodes, there may be more Night Shift Brewing.
Okay.
So right now we are drinking Bell's Two Hearted, and we are drinking a plethora of Great Lakes Brewing Company.
That's
Andre,
right.
do you want to jump on this?
Oh, sure, yeah. Well, I went home for the long Memorial Day weekend and decided to bring back some of Ohio's best product, Great Lakes Brewing. Cheers, you know? This is the brew company that I grew up with. Please fucking
grew
brew
up with?
Up with this?
Yeah, no, they have
We
me-
do
they have me
not
drink when I was
advocate.
6.
We do not advocate drinking before 21.
Not
Please-
at all.
please
No,
drink
no,
Alive
responsibly.
until age 21.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
No,
true.
I was just here at age 21. I apparated into existence with a beer in hand, and it
Test
was a Great
tube.
Lakes IPA.
Test tube, 21-year-old?
Yes.
Yeah, they just kind of kept
Uh,
into like a chamber.
You know, I don't want to get into it here, but
Hey,
He is
drink
KGB.
responsibly,
He is so
guys.
KGB. Oh
He's
my
so
God.
KGB.
anyways, Great Lakes Brewing. Please bring
There we
your
go.
beers to Connecticut, please.
We also have a first-time loser.
Oh man, this is
Wow.
unprecedented.
That's me.
Mitchell has lost. This is fantastic. I'm gonna just let this sink
Okay,
in.
let's be clear.
Yes.
It has been how many episodes?
This
And
is
I
episode
have-
9.
This is episode 9.
8
so-
of which we had a competition.
Exactly. So we're talking about that kind of stretch of me not losing.
Yep.
I
You were
voluntarily
8 for 8.
I voluntarily said, guys, let's I'll take
It's
one
true.
for the
He
team.
fell on his sword a little bit.
I fell on
He-
the sword and said, pick up. The game that we ended up playing was Name That Pokemon.
Who's that
Who's
Pokemon?
that? Pokemon!
See, I even got the name of the game wrong.
Yep.
And so, you get the silhouette of whatever freaking Pokemon it was, and it went beyond the original 151.
It did.
Which
It
I
did.
told
we,
Andre.
we went to Gen 3 for our Pokemon nerds out there. So that's
Jesus.
still that's 2003. Okay, all right.
Yeah.
If you
Nerd!
come on, man.
Look,
Gotta hit the nerd bullhorn.
I knew I wouldn't know
She gave
anything
those.
past Mew.
Ooh, a nerd bullhorn actually sounds kind of fun.
That would. Can we add that in post?
Well, no, I think we just need to get a thing that's just like nerd.
Yeah, that's gonna play really well on the mic that we're one
I was
foot
gonna say
away
like
from.
an easy button. You just press
Oh,
Yeah.
no,
it.
the easy button.
Fucking nerd.
Fucking nerd. Anyway, I lost the nerd thing. So
Yep.
You lost a nerd thing.
That's
lost
right.
the
He
nerd
was
thing.
too cool to not watch a bad movie.
Hey, you know what? I knew Sancher. I knew Sancher.
Yep, you got Sancher.
And I'm proud of that.
You actually made the competition a lot closer than it probably should.
Yeah,
have
no,
I'm sorry that T-Dawg. It's better when he's in the room.
it is. Yeah. So
We
you
could
give
cut
it a
this
look.
out. I'm assuming if you're gonna listen to
We're gonna let it
this.
fly.
I've gotten lazier lately.
And I will say this: he does not listen. So
He won't know this happened.
Well,
He is
does-
subscribed. That's the important part. You know who else should subscribe? You, listening right now.
That's right.
You mean me?
Yes, you.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
You should also like our Facebook page.
Yeah.
I did that too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
good job.
I'm
proud of
doing
you.
my part.
I've made you guys like moderators, and you haven't done shit. So
Nope.
What
I'm-
am I supposed to? Well,
Why
I'm
am I
moderating
Make
social
posts.
pages for
make posts.
Okay.
for a living.
Yeah, just make random
Okay.
posts like,
Okay.
"Hey, I want to see this movie." Signed
Should I just-
T-Dawg.
Okay, got it.
And
I'll
I
just
used-
tweet
Can we
out-
sign everything T-Dawg?
Oh yes, let's do it.
my god! T-Dawg runs the Facebook page.
This is interesting, especially because I did not make him a moderator because he wants to
He doesn't-
remain in
yeah,
secret.
Just make a T-Dawg account on Facebook.
Ooh, that's why we invited T-Dawg over here.
So we've got 3 movies for you. We're gonna start with the good and then go to the bad, as always.
Yeah.
I say good lightly. I don't know if. Well, no, you saw a good show. All right.
Yes.
One of us actually did a TV show. It's a
Right,
limited
cheating a little
series.
bit. Yeah.
It is a limited series, so we will give you credit.
Okay,
It
great.
does kind of feel like a movie atmosphere. It's like that same
Uh,
production value.
I will
Probably.
say this: the definition of movie is ever expanding.
Yes,
Exactly.
especially in
right,
today's media
exactly.
culture.
It has that production value at least.
I would say so. Yeah.
Yeah. So just to give you more of an idea, it's a TV show on HBO.
Right.
So it does have the HBO budget.
What
Whatever
kind of
could you be
Yeah, what
talking
kind
about?
of HBO miniseries that came out recently? It's critically acclaimed. I have no idea what you're talking about.
I don't know. Spoilers.
What are you talking about, Mike?
Well, so I'm going to talk about the movie Aladdin.
Never heard.
Oh yeah, like the one from the early '90s, right?
Yeah, the one from the
cartoon
other
one?
nights. But no, this one is real.
Oh.
Yes.
Like what?
Yeah.
For real?
So this is a real movie. It is live action.
Animated's not real?
Yeah, what, are you talking
All right, I
about?
guess
Well,
I
the new
said the
Lion
wrong
King
word.
would be that.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
God.
man.
That's
Yeah,
incredible.
well, yeah.
Mm.
What is live action when we get Lion King, which is all
CGI?
CGI?
That's
Yeah.
just CGI.
We're bordering on some very weird definitions here of real action.
So you saw Aladdin.
I saw Aladdin. Hey, there we go. Aladdin was good.
Sick.
done.
So
Moving on, Andre.
what I will say is it definitely obviously is the original. It's just recut. There are some new elements. There are some new songs that I say were very derivative compared to like the rest of it.
Okay.
So like the songs in the original movie, not that they weren't on the nose kind of thing, but like some of the songs in the movie, Jasmine gets a few more songs.
I've heard that Jasmine gets some better characterization in this movie.
A little bit better characterization,
Yep.
where she wants to be the ruler. She doesn't understand why she can't be the ruler just because she's a girl.
Okay.
Very
Modern.
much modern woman power,
Very
that
woke.
kind of stuff, and it's not a bad change. I actually
Sure.
really like that.
Yeah.
The issue I have is these songs are very on the nose, where it's like, I shouldn't be speechless, like that kind of
Oh,
stuff, like
gotcha.
that kind of stuff, where she's like hiding in the
You
background.
mean like classic Disney songs?
Like, yeah,
Wait, so
well,
she's in the background just belting these shows.
exactly, like legitimate. There is a spot where, like, you guys have seen the original. I'm not
Oh,
ruining
yeah,
anything.
definitely.
Yeah, I'm not
Yeah,
ruining
yeah.
anything. I feel like I'm trying to hide it.
You can't
and
spoil
I'm-
You can't spoil
Yeah,
that.
exactly.
It's
yeah.
already out there.
Right.
Right.
It's like, I feel like I'm
You
holding
can
back
spoil.
like I normally do, where I don't want to spoil a movie because you guys haven't seen it. But at the same time, you've seen Aladdin. You know what the fuck happens. Like, so it's a spot where Jafar captures the Sultan.
There you
And
go. You've
is-
seen it.
That's all right,
I couldn't
right.
remember the word. I was gonna say king. Okay, I was looking for Sultan.
That was good. I could not have pulled Sultan out of.
Exactly.
Yeah,
So
okay.
all right.
You're
So
good.
He captures the Sultan.
Uh-huh.
He has control. Yes, he has control of the genie, and so like she gets taken to the dungeon, is where she's about to be taken, and so like this guy is like holding her, and she's like, "I can't be speechless no more," like that kind of stuff. Yeah, I'm
That's
gonna
pretty
bust out some
poetic.
show
No,
stuff.
Wait,
I was
while
impressed.
she's in the
Yes,
dungeon.
and no, where she's being taken to the dungeon,
Oh,
and like the guards like disappear, like they kind of like
Oh,
Infinity
okay.
War.
Artistically?
Yeah, like
or-
artistically, right?
No, they
Like-
kind of Infinity War where they turn into dust.
Oh,
Wait,
Like-
wait, hold on. What, like, is it like?
Mid-ballad?
But I think Mitchell's question is this happening like diegetically within the movie? Like these people are actually disintegrating, or is it like an
Right.
artistic like, oh, this is for the song,
Oh, like,
like
this
you
is like
know,
the
like this is
spotlight.
So this is
spotlight.
artistic.
Oh, okay.
They
yeah,
do-
yeah.
They don't disappear completely. It's
Yeah,
not like
okay.
they just dust all of a sudden.
Okay,
but
gotcha.
It's a spotlight effect.
Yeah, exactly.
Just see
It's a
Thanos in
spotlight
the
effect.
background, just like I want to listen to this song. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Right, exactly. But so it's one of those things where it just kind of felt like this is too on the nose. Those kind of songs, and like you know, there's another part where Aladdin's like, I want to do this for my mom, like to prove how
Is her
worthy
mom-
I am.
Wait,
Is
what?
her mom in this?
No, mom and dad are both still dead.
Yeah. Okay.
But it's just kind of one of those things where he wants to do right by them.
Okay.
So this is why he's the worthy one, why he's the diamond in the rough, as it
Okay.
were.
Okay.
Is there any more backstory? Because I remember in Beauty and the Beast, they gave backstory to Belle's character a little bit more.
Yep.
And,
really.
and to the Beast as well. But,
Not really. I mean,
okay.
there's not more that they dive into about Aladdin.
So this is the animated movie, but just
Yeah.
with real actors.
Yeah,
Or-
and then the main problem I had with the movie,
yeah.
Guy Ritchie directing.
I like a lot of his movies, but not all, for sure.
Right.
So I can see how he's...
He has a very distinct style
He
that
does.
I don't think necessarily works with this.
Which I found so weird. Like, why did he get the job?
I
Like,
don't
that's
know.
my
Yeah,
thing.
he does a lot of slow mo
Mhm.
that comes out of nowhere, and it drove me nuts.
It worked for Sherlock.
Yes.
It worked with Snatch.
It
Like,
works when he
there's-
does like those scenes where like Sherlock's thinking. Like I
Yes.
thought that was great. That's a great addition to Sherlock,
It makes sense.
and it makes sense. This one it doesn't make sense. Like all of a sudden it's just like there's a part where Jafar that's a little different from the animated movie where Aladdin's taped to a chair
Oh man.
and they're going to try to kill him.
Oh.
So they push him off this chair and he's falling towards the ocean. And it's like one of those things where all of a sudden it just slows down and it's like
Feels like
it's-
a movie made in the wake of the Matrix is what it sounds like.
yeah,
a little
exactly.
bit, right?
And so like he's falling towards the water and you're just like, just hit the water. We know you're
Sure.
gonna hit the water.
There's really no suspense.
There's no suspense
Just like
in it.
when Dumbledore fell off the tower.
See, but that was like a cool moment,
No,
though,
no,
right?
it wasn't.
I agree with that, though.
It was
It's-
terrible.
Yeah?
There were little kids crying in the movie theater, and I was laughing hysterically.
You just, like,
because
laughing
it
at,
was
like,
so
I laugh at
funny.
your pain.
He just slow-mo fell
Yeah,
with his
yeah,
arms
yeah.
flailing.
And then, so yeah, I mean like, that's exactly right though, and it's a Guy Ritchie effect that's just made for a Guy Ritchie effect. Overall, it was a good representation. It's not a great one just because the animated one is still so much better.
Sure.
How they worked the genie in was a little weird too. So the beginning of the movie starts with, instead of the merchant, remember how Robin Williams in the animated one was the merchant, like come
Yep,
and see
yep.
my wares, that kind of stuff.
Yep.
He was a traveler on a boat with kids,
Okay.
Huh?
and he was telling you the story of Aladdin.
Hmm.
And it was kind of interesting how he did that, because it comes out at the end when he became human. He marries the handmaiden
Okay.
of Jasmine,
Okay.
and then they decide to travel together.
Okay.
Oh, beautiful.
Wow.
Overall, Will Smith was actually pretty great.
I've heard like okay things. Like after there was like a huge blowback after they
Yeah.
showed that first
Oh, yeah.
teaser with him giant and blue, and it was like
That's
ugh.
not his fault. Like,
Yeah,
the
no,
that's
that's
not his fault
That's
at
a
all.
genie.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
the genie. Yeah.
It was a very different genie
Yeah.
than Robin Williams, and
Yeah.
that
That's how
I
it
give
should
him
be.
applause.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
actually-
yeah.
yeah.
It sounds like it was just Will Smith doing Will Smith things, which is
Which is
fine.
what you should
It's-
do. You
yeah,
can't
exactly.
recreate
Did
the
he
whole
rap?
genie.
What did he say?
They did a friend like me,
Okay.
and it was
They also
instead
did a
of like
Wild Wild West break for whatever reason. It was very bizarre. Did they actually like?
I know of the special cameo at the end.
What?
There's like a special-ish cameo. At the
so
end.
for the record, they do Will Smith and DJ Khaled.
Oh no!
That got spoiled for me.
That's immediately
Aladdin,
a
It's not in the
star and a
movie.
half down for
It's
me.
the first song of the credits.
Okay,
Yeah.
gotcha.
So
Alright.
it's a credit song.
But that's like a Wild Wild
That's
esque
still-
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so that's where I say like it's a little strange like that. One of the things I will say though is so friend like me, instead of like you ain't never had a friend like me, it was you ain't never had a friend like me. Like
Okay,
it
sure.
is wrapped
Yeah.
instead of.
Whoa. Oh.
You hear the difference though. Like it's just it's the same song.
Sure.
There is a little bit different, obviously, because it's a different character
Different spin.
entirely.
Yeah, because
exactly.
low-key Robin Williams was singing in the
Yes.
first one.
Yeah.
Like
Right.
there was notes he was hitting that I can't hit.
Nope.
Right.
I'm not sure if Will Smith could.
Yeah.
Right.
You know?
Well,
So-
and just it's that kind of stuff. So like, I give full applause to Will Smith.
Okay.
Like he did a great job. It is very different, but it's different in a good way.
Is he like CGI in blue the whole time, or is he
No.
most? Okay, got it.
So there's a part where he just kind of says, "Okay, I'll try to blend in more." And
Okay,
becomes-
good. And so he's just okay.
And
that
like they
makes it
even
way
make a
better for
joke
me.
about it, like he has like a top bun
Sure.
kind of thing.
Yeah.
And Aladdin's just
Yeah.
like, "Do you need the top bun?" And he's like, "I thought it would look good."
Yeah.
You know, like
Okay.
it's very like jokey
Sure.
like that.
Yeah.
So
Alright.
I heard people who liked the movie also like Will Smith in the as Genie,
Mhm.
and those who did not like Will Smith as the
Which
Genie.
is fair.
So do you feel like that is like the big driving point?
I would say so, yeah,
Okay.
probably. Because the rest of the movie is just so on the nose for the animated movie. It's,
Right.
it's a retread of the animated movie. It really is.
Yeah.
I mean, you can possibly dislike the new way they took Jasmine, but then you're probably just a sexist.
Mike's hot take.
I'll give you a hot take like that. I mean, that's
If you
probably
don't like
the
Aladdin,
case.
you are sexist.
But it's just that's the that's the only character.
Part of the intro.
Oh no.
But that's just like the main character that changed the most. I mean,
Right.
Jafar was pretty different. He was a little more quiet.
I've heard people are not happy with Jafar. Like, what do you think about him? Like, people are like, oh, it wasn't as interesting or whatever. That's just the complaints I've heard, though.
He was a little more like quiet intensity,
Okay.
and then when he got to high intensity, it
Wasn't
was a
evil
lot
enough.
more
Abrupt?
cartoonish.
Okay, gotcha.
Versus like even in the cartoon, Jafar really wasn't that cartoonish.
Like, he was evil and conniving.
Exactly.
You know, I guess the
Like,
transition would probably be a little bit better.
Hades from Hercules, I have as cartoonish.
Yeah, but in a good way.
In a
right?
good way,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah, yeah.
It's
No,
He's
it
Yeah.
works in that context.
Yes,
Jafar
right.
was never cartoony in the animated movie,
Right.
and this one it felt like he's that quiet intensity.
So
Like
I agree with Alison there. Like, I think it's pretty cartoonish, but
Well, yeah, but like,
but I have not seen the live action, so
Yeah.
I have no
Right.
idea what we're comparing
okay,
it
so
to.
when he
but
like gets
I also
loud,
haven't seen the original in, like,
that's the
years.
part where
when
I
he
say
becomes
it's,
the genie at the end, or has
no,
the
no,
powers
where
of the
he
genie?
has like some outbursts.
Oh, gotcha.
okay.
So like a lot of it is just more so like I want to be the Sultan, like I want to be the Sultan, and like blah blah
Me
blah.
too.
And then when he
Dude,
gets
who doesn't wanna
when
be
he gets to
Sultan,
the
right?
end, like
Me?
Genie, make me an all-powerful sorcerer.
Oh,
So
okay, gotcha.
he went from 0 to 100.
Exactly.
Right,
Like, it
whereas
goes- it
whereas
goes-
like
Gotcha.
Jafar in the cartoon, more like a 70 to 100.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
It's already there.
Like,
Yeah.
you knew what he was doing in the cartoon.
Yeah, right,
Yeah.
right.
Does he
Whereas,
still have
like,
his bird sidekick?
Yeah, is
Yes.
Iago
Oh,
in there?
Iago's in it.
Iago. Okay.
Iago, and he does actually talk.
Uh-huh.
He talks like a parrot would, you know, like kind of repeating things.
So it's not
versus,
Gilbert
like,
Godfrey.
Yeah, is it
It's
Gilbert?
not Gilbert Gottfried.
Oh, dang.
No.
Okay.
It's not Gilbert Gottfried. He
Okay.
still has not.
Is
been-
it Lion King style, like just like realistic looking parrot that's talking?
Yeah, oh, it's like
It's not live action.
no, I would assume
It's a CGI parrot.
It's not real.
It's a CGI
Fuck.
parrot that's just kind of like has a genie, has a genie.
Oh, okay,
Gotcha.
gotcha.
You know, like that kind of stuff. You know.
Okay.
Mike did the voiceover.
Yeah, right. You're in the
Hey, I actually have been nailing the voices on
You
this.
have.
thing. Yeah.
Doing a really good
have.
job. Yeah, it's
But-
really good.
Yeah.
Got quite
What
the
do you
range.
think of this
You
movie?
got
Yeah, yeah,
quite
give it
the
a rating.
Jasmine.
So, I will give it 2 wishes out of 5.
Okay.
Aw.
Yeah.
Wishes.
2 wishes.
2 wishes.
Okay.
And it's not anything that anybody did bad. It's just the cartoon is just so much better.
It wasn't anybody's fault.
Guy
It's-
Ritchie.
No. It's just. I mean, Guy Ritchie probably.
So-
I would have had
So
somebody different.
this was a fun movie to watch, but does not supersede.
exactly.
the first
I would
movie.
rather watch the cartoon again
Okay.
tomorrow.
Gotcha.
Aladdin, will I see it again? I'd watch it if it was on TV.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know, but I'm not going out of my way and saying like, "Oh, Aladdin's on, yeah, click." You know, like
Right.
it's just one of those things where like if I already have the channel on, oh, you ain't never had a friend like me. Like, yeah, okay.
I think there's such a generational divide because my siblings who are in their teens love this movie a lot.
Okay.
They barely remember the cartoon.
Which
So,
is fair.
Yeah.
you know, it's just it's the same story because the story itself is so compelling.
Yeah.
And I think there are things in the animated version that you could do better, mainly Genie stuff, because it's Robin Williams going crazy, and the animators just
Which
totally
they did a
following
great
the lead.
job with the Will Smith
Oh, did
stuff.
they?
Like
Yeah.
he is. It's all CGI,
Sure.
but they do a
Right.
pretty good job where he
Okay.
is doing like the antics.
Yes,
Okay.
yes. So I could see how we're always going to be biased.
Mhm.
to
Right,
the
yeah,
ones from the 90s.
exactly. Like, I'm always going, this is like one of the first Disney movies I ever saw. I had it on
Yep.
VHS when I was like 3, 5, I don't know, whatever.
This is my favorite one growing up.
Yeah.
Like it's
There you go.
that's exactly it. And so like I say, I'm able to separate them and have a good time watching this one.
Yeah.
But at the same time,
You
like
have to compare.
the cartoon has such a spot in my heart.
Right.
And like Robin Williams' interpretation, like it was hard to go in and accept Will Smith, even though he did a good job. He created a different character, kind of. You know?
Yeah.
Cool.
So
He's a dynamic enough personality.
exactly.
Absolutely.
So, all right, we go to Andre.
Yeah.
Allison is filling in for our T-Dawg here, and
Does T-Dawg also not watch any movies?
That's up for debate.
Yeah, right. He says that he watches them, but it's, you know...
The only movie I've seen in the past 2 weeks is Ant-Man and the Wasp. And
Dude.
that's old.
Give it a rating. I want a rating, actually.
Right
Ant-Man
now.
and the Wasp. Yeah.
Out of 5.
Out of 5, and give us a cute. Let's see. What we like to do around here is have a little cute little rating system, you know. So he said
okay.
10 wishes out of 5. Let's give it a little relevant metric, you know. Okay.
It's a
all right.
relevant metric.
I don't know, like
All right,
Ant-Man and the Wasp,
relevant
like
to the movie. So
like-
you could say...
like-
3
like,
ants out of...
yeah.
two
You could say
pimp
yeah.
particles out of 5 or something.
Pim Particles is a good one, too.
Yeah.
Pin Particles is always a good one.
Always
I'm
a
trying to
good
think
one.
I'm trying to think of what
I
else
think
could
there's
be.
2 instances where it's only a good one.
Always a good one. That was Pimp Particles gonna be
No,
my,
I'm talking
my
about-
metric for my thing that I watched. Damn it.
I'm talking about when Ant-Man is involved.
Yeah.
You
Sure,
know,
sure,
like
sure,
whatever
sure.
2
Avengers
minutes
movie.
in the quantum realm out of 10 minutes in the real world?
Okay, so a 2
Wait,
out of
2 out of
10?
10?
No, that was just a, I don't know,
Oh, yeah.
random.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's a good
but
one,
no.
though. But you picked it
You
up.
got it.
Yeah,
You got
that's
it.
a good one.
You nailed it.
You
You
get
nailed
it.
it.
All right, so, like, what are your general thoughts?
Yeah, I like the movie. It's a good movie. Not great, not terrible.
That's how me and Mike felt when we
Yeah.
watched it.
Like,
It was good.
Yeah,
I
it's
like
good.
the world.
The
I
funny-
do like the ex-cons. They are my favorite.
Ex-cons are good.
His friend, what's his name?
Luis?
Luis, yeah.
Yeah.
He's clearly the scene stealer of the whole thing.
One time,
Love his
I
stories.
heard from my friend who heard from his other friend.
People are like trying to get a petition for Marvel to do like a one shot of the entire MCU from Luis's like perspective.
That's
just to
like,
let him
I
go.
saw this thing that was like a theory where he was gonna come in and that's how they were gonna explain to Ant-Man what happened when
Oh
he came
my
out of the quantum
God.
realm. in,
That would have been
Endgame.
amazing.
That would be pretty
Would've
good.
I wish they would have done that.
It's a 3-hour movie.
Yeah.
They had room. They had room.
They
He's
had
my
room.
fave.
They had room. No, they did not.
They had room for it.
I'm sorry, my left butt cheek was like sore at that point.
My bladder was about to explode.
Yeah.
Ant-Man came back early. That
Yeah,
would have been
right.
early on.
I need 20 minutes.
And then he would have had
You
to
would,
explain
yeah,
it
you would
to
have needed to
everyone
cut
else.
something else.
He could have been like the breaking news alert after everyone came back after 5 years.
Breaking news alert.
So, what had happened was...
What had happened?
But wasn't it so? Well, that was the problem with the whole thing. Wasn't it confirmed by the Russos that he got snapped?
Yes.
Aw.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
Terrible-
otherwise,
That's terrible news.
that'd have been
It's-
great.
I'm
if he
sad
would have
now.
not been
I'm
It sounds
sad.
like lazy writing to me.
Yeah. Oh, jeez, that's pretty convenient.
Basically, just think of. All right, I'm going into my theory now. Just look at Far From Home.
Yeah.
Look at Far From
Yeah.
Home.
Yeah.
All the classmates are
Yeah,
the
all-
same
yeah,
classmates.
Yeah. No. They all got snapped.
They
yeah.
all
got
got
snapped.
snapped.
Yeah.
So they all had to go back to
That wouldn't
junior year
happen.
or whatever.
Right,
it was.
exactly.
Right. Right. Just the odds of that.
It's Ned, it's MJ, it's Spider-Man.
Yeah.
And they
like,
all didn't age, right?
Right.
No,
This is
right.
okay.
They're just snapped in back in 5
Gotcha.
years later.
Happy too, because Happy didn't age.
Yeah, I guess.
I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think he wasn't around. In
I thought.
Endgame.
Oh well, actually, he was in Endgame, but was
Questionable.
he?
Oh,
He was
at
in
the
the
end.
end.
At the end.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
was
he was
he
at
part
the
of the?
I don't think he was at the beginning.
Dude, he was not.
I don't know
at
if he
all
got
at the
snapped or
beginning.
not. Now I'm confused.
It's left to the viewer's interpretation.
I don't know, dude.
I don't know, man.
He
Either
could
way.
be
All right, I'm sorry, I'm over.
Do you have a rating for Ant-Man and the Wasp? A not so great
Get
movie.
back to it.
Yeah, I guess I go with 3 out of 5.
That's
Okay.
all 3 out of 5.
All right,
There
hell
it
yeah.
is.
You know,
There it is.
Not
I'd
great, not
watch it,
terrible.
but it's not the greatest movie of all time.
Okay.
What'd you think of that end scene? I just want to know because that's the end credits scene.
End credits.
Oh
Yeah, because
I
that
thought it
was the
good,
part.
But
Yeah.
I mean, obviously that's one you gotta watch in order. Otherwise, you're like,
Right.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
That was so. Ant-Man and the Wasp. I think I'm in the same boat as you. 3 out of 5 kind of thing. I think it was a 2 out of 5. It was fun, but it was just kind of 2 out of 5 until that end credits scene.
And
then I was like, holy shit.
Sure.
It's got
the
that
moment,
nerd
yeah.
boner.
I liked
did.
it.
You
I
couldn't
think
deny it.
comparatively, the first Ant-Man movie was just a better story.
Gotcha.
Yes.
Yeah.
The second,
Yes, it
like I
was.
like Ant-Man and like the whole what they could have done with it.
Yeah.
But the storyline was kind of meh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel
Okay.
that.
I feel it.
All right, Andre.
Yeah.
So KGB, Andre.
Yes. All right. So I cheated this week, and I watched a mini-series instead of a movie. And this mini-series, you might have heard of it. It's called Chernobyl.
Never heard of it.
Yeah. Well, all right.
You live
So
under a rock.
I do.
let me get.
I actually don't watch TV much, so
I've heard great things about it.
Dude,
well, I've heard it.
let me just wheel in the replica of the nuclear reactor that I have ready to go, and I'll explain what happened. And yeah, I don't know.
Why do you do that?
I like that fun.
Dude.
Mitchell keeps making faces.
What kind of
They're,
faces?
Yeah, what kind
they're,
of faces?
they're
What kind
sexually
of faces?
suggestive.
Of all, yeah.
Oh my God.
It's a good time.
Yeah. Anyways, Chernobyl. Another happy subject. 5-part miniseries on HBO just wrapped up, like as of recording a few days ago. Probably around like maybe 5.5 hours total in length. Guys, this the hype is real. It's so good. I would say like I felt like the best thing I compare it to is probably Band of Brothers or maybe Schindler's List, and that
Whoa.
level of just
Whoa.
it's on that level for me in
That's
terms of
pretty
like
solid.
extremely heart-wrenching, visceral stuff, but like also extremely powerful and just utterly absorbing, I guess, you know?
What is it about?
So it's about Chernobyl. It's about so basically
Surprise!
Surprise!
the way that the show structures is that it starts right at the minute of the explosion, and so we see the fallout of that from the perspectives of people in Pripyat, which is the town next to Chernobyl, basically, that had to get evacuated. And then it kind of goes through the immediate fallout of that, of the next few weeks after that, of the immediate figuring out what happened and how to fix it and how to stop this radiation from killing everybody, basically. And then it gradually increases in scope to a few months afterwards in terms of the long-term cleanup of the liquidators that they had to get in to actually sanitize the area to make it not poisonous to the entire continent. And then it finally ends with the trial of the nuclear power plant that exploded. The people the managers that ran it, they were put on trial about a little bit less than a year later, and that's where they explain how the nuclear reactor actually exploded.
Love that.
Yeah, so the structure, I really like the structure in that the very first episode, it feels like a horror movie almost, just because just the way it's shot, the music, oh my god, the music. The music is so good, it's almost entirely made out of apparently of industrial power plant sounds. The lady that did the soundtrack, she literally just went to a power plant and recorded sounds and used that as her samples.
Oh, cool.
So yeah, and just the reactor core that's melting, that exploded, basically becomes this sort of haunting. It's like a monster movie almost, where there's this invisible thing, the giant, huge amounts of radiation that is this invisible enemy that's just eviscerating everybody almost, So yeah, I think the show does a really good job of explaining what happened at a high enough level for an average viewer like me who knows nothing. I'm not a nuclear physicist, but I understand what happened basically at a super high level, and so explaining what happened there in the scientific level, as well as showing the human cost of it, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Where oh my gosh, every time something awful happened, which happens a lot, I'm like, oh, there's no way that actually happened. I looked it up, and dude, it's the main high level bullet points are all factual,
So it's historical fiction, but it's accurate historical fiction.
It's dramatized. It's extremely dramatized, and what I really like about the show is that they have a companion podcast. I know that's a huge ask. Hey, watch this hour-long show, get depressed, and then listen to the podcast after.
Don't listen to any other podcast but ours.
But
Good note. Good
but the writer basically
Yes,
hosts this
we will
podcast.
tell you all the facts
Yes.
about Chernobyl.
And he walks. Oh my
The
god.
next 6 weeks are all a Chernobyl
Yes, this
podcast.
is a Chernobyl podcast. But anyway, so the writer will walk through what happened in that episode and break down. All right, here's what actually happened, and here's what I had to kind of dramatize. And I really like that because
Yeah.
it's okay, he's very upfront about don't take the show as 100% fact. like do your own research.
Don't take
and
it
stuff.
at face value.
Yes,
yeah.
because
I like that.
Yeah,
Telling you the real facts and what they did to dramatize it.
Exactly, because part of that is a huge theme of the show is that it wasn't like this isn't like an anti-nuclear show. Like I was kind of worried about that going like, oh man, nuclear power is dangerous. We can't control it. It's more anti like Soviet and anti just lies almost. You know, that sounds very vague and dumb, but like the reason the RBMK reactor exploded was because of lies. Because of lies leading up to what basically when it exploded, they were trying to conduct a safety test. Ironically. So lies leading up to that safety test, lies afterwards to cover it up. Like immediately, like the first episode is so haunting because immediately the reactor plant, like the plant managers are denying that the core exploded. They're thinking, oh, it's just a control tank. It's fine. It's 3.6 Roentgen, not great, not terrible. That's the equivalent of 50 checks X-rays a second, or not a second, an hour.
Okay.
An hour. That was like the okay number that they were trying to peddle. It was actually so they thought it was 3.6 Roentgen. It's actually 15,000. Yeah. That's two. So like, there's this great scene where the main character, the nuclear physicist they brought in to kind of clean it up. He's like, it's 15,000 Roentgen. That means the core is open. That means it's 2 Hiroshima bombs every hour. And so at the time it was like 20 hours since the explosion. That means there's 40 bombs that have gone off since we've started, and it will continue to go until the entire continent dies. So it's like extremely dire. It's so well done. It's so gripping, but also extremely depressing. Not for the faint of heart, I would say.
Right. With any of these kind of projects that are based on real life events, a lot of this stuff can be documented and thus be turned into a documentary of sorts.
Yeah.
Do you feel that the fact that it was dramatized helps the storytelling, or do you think that a documentary version of this, like imagine if the podcast was turned into a documentary type of thing,
right,
would have served the story better? Like, just on your opinion, it sounds like you have a very favorable review of this.
I do, yes.
But does the dramatization help?
I think it helps insofar as it helped me get way more interested in the topic, and now there are documentaries that have been made that are made from real footage that I'm gonna go and watch now. You know, so yeah, as long as you are like, don't go watching this show and then say like, oh yeah, this is exactly what happened. I saw it on HBO. You know, like, and they're clear to not do that. You know, like they're clear, like, hey, like, you know, so I think it's I guess my answer is yes. I think it helps, but as long as you accept that that's not the full body of what happened, there's more stuff. I will say that it doesn't cover everything. It doesn't even cover the like in the aftermath they built a sarcophagus. It's fucking crazy. It's even called a sarcophagus, but this giant metal thing that they had to create in a huge hurry to shove onto the reactor core about like 9 months later.
Just they didn't try to keep it in, kind of thing.
Sort of, basically,
okay.
Wow. That's not covered at all. They don't mention that at all. So that's like a huge part of the story. That's like
Season 2.
Yeah, season 2. God, I hope there's not a season 2. That means that there has to be a huge nuclear meltdown like that. Anyways.
Yeah.
It still says 2019 2 question mark on IMDb.
Yeah, it is.
So it's not out of the question.
Yeah. I would say some nitpicks, because there are nits to pick always. I would say, so to your point, there's some of the dramatization goes a little far. They're open about what's dramatized and what's not. There's one character specifically. She's a nuclear physicist. Her last name is Homyuk, I believe. She's a completely made up character, but basically she is supposed to represent the huge team of scientists that all kind of work together and try to solve the problem of Chernobyl, try to figure out how it happened, because up until this point, that the type of reactor, the RBMK, the thing that exploded, was thought to be impossible.
Which I see in a lot of these kind of things, like when it does historical fiction, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Like my biggest problem with Patriots Day, the one about the Boston Marathon bombing.
Yes, yeah.
That was really well done, the actual bombing, but trying to lump all the police officers together as Mark Wahlberg.
You have to condense something, and it feels a little. It's not forced, but you can tell where she's kind of like she sees where the plot needs to be. So she's with them at the exclusion zone, like trying to move the graphite off the roof. She's also at the hospital in Moscow where they evacuated the firefighters and the control scientists.
Coming from her eyes a little bit.
Exactly. Yeah. Okay. Yes. Yeah. So like you can tell, like, okay, like I get it. Like these were totally different people. That did take me out a little bit of it. That took me out of it a little bit. I will say another nitpick is that this is not actually technically an HBO show. It is HBO. HBO has the rights to it, but it's a Sky production, so it's a British production. Okay. So all the actors are British, and they decided, like, and I kind of respect this decision where they're like, okay, don't try to do a Russian accent, just act, you know? So, you know, there will be parts where they'll, like, if you're a native speaker, it'll probably bug you more, but, like, they'll mispronounce names, they'll kind of say stuff funny, and there
So,
was
I saw Jared Harris and Stellan
Yes.
Skarsgård,
Yes.
both of them great actors,
amazing.
but
Oh my god, they were so good, so well acted. But they're not trying to do an accent, so they're obviously not fluent.
Yeah.
And there's parts where it kind of takes me a little bit. Where there was one specific part later in the series where they're evacuating everybody, and there's this old woman that's old Russian lady, I will say costume department, makeup department. Wow, 10 out of 10. Anyways, she has the babushka on and everything, and so she's not talking. She's silently milking a cow on her home farm or anything and stuff. So you don't hear her speak. So I kind of had this expectation in my mind of what she sounded like.
Right.
And a Russian soldier comes in and we have to leave. You have to be evacuated now. Has a gun pointed at her to make sure she goes. And she just immediately starts speaking in this posh British accent. And I was like, oh right, that's it's a total nitpick and a tiny thing. And I'm sure.
Still, I get it. Yeah.
Yeah. I guess it would have been cool if they would have this level of production with Russian actors and subtitles. I would prefer that, I guess.
Yeah.
But what we got was extremely well acted and just very, very gripping.
And frankly, more accessible.
Yes. Oh, totally. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. It's way less of an ask.
Yeah.
Yeah. I could imagine. You're right. I'm just imagining hey, watch this show for an hour and a half, be super depressed, and read subtitles the whole time.
Exactly.
Exactly.
It's all in Russian and
People
exactly.
don't like subtitles.
It's a hard sell.
It would
especially
be a hard
Americans don't like subtitles.
I watched a whole show in subtitles once.
Sell. Yeah.
Oh.
You're one of the few. Congratulations, pat on the back.
Yeah.
Dora the Explorer,
All right.
hard show to follow. Yeah. We gotta have the subtitles.
Vomino?
Yeah.
So, ranking?
I give it 4.7 high-range decimeters out of 5.
Wow.
Dang!
It is the favorite piece of media I have consumed this year.
Nice.
This is
Is that our
extremely-
highest rating?
What's
That might be our. Nah, there was a 5 out of 5, I think.
I did not do the 5.
No, but I think there was a 5 out of
I
5.
did not either.
That was
This is, and with the caveat that this
I think
is
it's between
extreme
you and me.
recency bias. I literally just watched the final episode hours ago, so I'm still pumped up on
Yeah.
it. So
Yeah.
maybe it'll go down a little bit. It's like the IMDb thing. Everyone's like, "Ooh, the IMDb is the highest rated. It's 10 out of 10 is the highest rated show ever." And I'm
Right.
like, yeah, okay, it's gonna go down in a month.
Oh, yeah,
right?
of course.
But right now, dude, I can't recommend it enough. I think it's must-watch material if you if you have the stomach for it. It's very, very depressing.
I do not have the stomach for it. Clara's been watching it. I haven't watched it.
Watch highlights or something. Watch the 90.
Watch the Sports Center recap.
Yeah, watch the Sports Center
Yeah.
recap. I would say
Yes.
if I recommend one clip, watch the 90. They're search for graphite rooftop clearing scene. It's a scene where they have to clear off. I'm sorry, I have to go down this tangent again. It's so fascinating. So the nuclear reactor exploded. There's bits of graphite on the roof of the reactor core. These bits of graphite are extremely radioactive. They will kill you if you're unprotected, if you're standing next to it within 5 minutes, I think, of exposure.
Oh.
So they literally calculate, they're like, okay, we can't get machines to move this graphite off the roof because the machine circuitry gets fried by the radiation. So we have to send human people up there in full lead suits, and we have to give them 90 seconds to go up there, clear it, and leave. So there's a scene where they call them bio-robots. Literally, it was 60,000 people they had to get. And they move them up the roof. They give them the instruction, being all right, you need to clear this roof off. You have 90 seconds. Do not look over the roof or do not look over the ledge because over the ledge was the exposed reactor core. That if you look down, you're dead. Anyways, so just 90 seconds real time, of them clearing this graphite. So it's just dudes in lead suits with giant shovels clearing off black rocks and jumping
In
over.
90-second spurts.
In 90, well, it's just they show 190. They follow one guy 90 seconds, and the sound designed. They have obviously the decimeters, the Geiger counters going off, and you can hear in real time how much radioactivity is going on.
All of it.
Yeah, it honestly, it's like a D-Day scene. Frankly, it's that level of intensity, and it's oh my god. Anyways, there we go.
Best reviewed piece of media this year.
Yeah.
You know what that means. Let's jump into it. Mitchell,
Yes.
what did you see?
My movie's called Barely Lethal.
Good job getting through it. Good job getting through it the first time.
Yeah.
Woo, that was rough.
I feel like the title is just enough alone. To
I will
Barely
say-
lethal.
Barely Lethal. And by the way, it has nothing to I don't know how they landed on this title. If you're trying to sell this movie, obviously it's a pun on Barely Legal. Has nothing to do with sex or porn or even really coming of age, even though it's set in high
Drinking,
school.
nothing.
Well, I mean, there's no drinking. No, I think about it. Yeah.
Wow.
So this is
I love that you have a notepad, by the way.
I had to take notes because I knew that I was going to mentally check out.
He was
I
that
also took a note.
uninspired.
Yeah,
I took
dude,
some notes
it's
on
rough.
things that I did while I was not watching the movie. That is check emails.
Okay.
I looked at apartments in New York and LA.
Nice.
Okay.
Solid.
That might be a spoiler.
Spoiler, yeah. Wow. All right. Spoiler.
I watched Game of Zones, the new episode, and the
Wait,
finale.
you watched Game of Zones while you did this?
No, I paused it. So I was telling Andre.
Oh.
So I would
You
because
couldn't even
I
watch it in
want.
consecutive minutes.
Well, here's the thing. Like, I wanted to make sure it had my full attention when I was watching. When I knew that I was
At
mentally
least
checking
I got
out.
through Leo the Lion and Yoga Hosers.
That's great on you. I knew that I would
Okay.
not be as patient of a watcher. So I hit
That's
pause as soon as I was zoning out and did some things. Game of Zones was great, by the way. Y'all should check it out. But Barely Lethal, not so great. The first
Every time you
sign,
say barely lethal, it hurts a little more.
it just kills you a little bit more
It's
inside.
like there's a knife in me,
Yeah.
and it just pushed a little deeper. Just
It's a hard one, dude. Like, that sucks.
The big red flag at the very beginning of this film, if I want to call it that, how many production companies were listed at the very beginning when the credits were rolling? It's like,
oh no.
it was distributed, and this hurts me to say, and they have put out some stinkers before, A24.
Oh no.
This is one of their early so they did not produce it, but they distributed it.
Oh, okay.
Meaning they put it in theaters, which it had a limited release.
I was just
and
gonna
then-
say it made theaters.
It did. It did. And ultimately VOD. So outside of them, RKO Pictures, which brought us classics like Citizen Kane and King Kong from the early half of the 20th century,
Okay.
they're back with Barely Lethal.
They're back, finally!
They're next
Next
day.
time!
I'm sure they've done a lot more between now and then, but holy crap, they came through with this one. And then also, Brett Ratner's production company was a part of it, and
Oh,
we know
sick.
that name has not aged well at all.
No,
Nope.
no, it has not.
Nope.
This film was shot in 2013. It got a release in 2015, which, by the way,
Wow.
not a great sign
No,
too.
wow. That's a 2 years gap, man. What?
And there's not a lot of
Spoiler alert
CGI.
about Brett Ratner.
There's not a lot of posts, you're saying? There's not a lot of post CGI to do?
Literally, my first note: A24 produced. The fuck? So many production companies, indeed. My second note: Sophie Turner is in this film, guys, and this again, 2013, so about 3 years into her Game
It's
of
a
Thrones run.
great cast for what this bullshit was.
In retrospect, yes, but it's a great cast. It's like a minor league baseball team. Has a lot of great players, but they're not fully developed yet.
You see
Sure.
Vladimir Guerrero Jr. in the
This is-
minors
Exactly.
going like, he
20,
could have
2013.
potential.
So
Exactly.
2013, Sophie Turner would have been what? 3 seasons into Game of Thrones, maybe?
Yeah, about 3-ish.
Maybe 2.5, I don't
She
know.
was not a great actress at this point.
No.
Oh.
She definitely
Was
knew
she American?
she had an American accent.
Oh no, that's
exactly.
rough. Yeah.
Exactly.
Do that.
And it slipped. It definitely slipped.
Yep.
There were times. So let me just say this before we get into all the nitty gritty, because I'm actually happy I'm on a movie that I get to spoil and
Yeah.
get to talk about a little bit more. So the film is about this.
Wait, you can't spoil it. I want to see it.
Oh. Well, it's on Netflix if
You have more
anyone
patience
wants.
than Mitchell does. So.
Yeah,
I'm
seriously.
not seeing this movie. Let me tell you right now.
Haley Seinfeld stars in this movie. So
Did you
that
say
is the-
Seinfeld?
Steinfeld?
Oh, okay.
But
I
the
heard
Haley
Seinfeld at first.
Steinfeld?
And I was like, wait,
Seinfeld's in this
what?
movie? What?
Yeah.
Oh,
The
I
pop
knew it
star
was
slash
Steinfeld,
singer.
but it was just,
Steinfeld?
yeah.
Yeah, so very big name
Gwen
actress
Stacy.
nowadays. Is she Gwen Stacy now? Like
In
She
the
is
Into the
the
Spider-Verse.
voice.
oh, Into
Wait,
the
Spider-Man.
Spider-Verse.
Wait,
yeah.
freaking Gwen Stacy's gonna be into the
No,
Spider-Verse?
no. So she voiced
Gwen
Gwen Stacy.
Spider-Man.
Oh, I'm sorry.
The animated one.
Into
Yeah.
Spider-Verse, the really good
Into the
movie,
Spider-Verse,
not
really
the
good
yeah,
one.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
not the-
oh, so that's her. Okay, cool.
Yeah,
She voiced.
yeah.
She voiced the character. Sophie Turner's in it, and then Samuel
Phoenix.
L. Jackson.
That's
Samuel L.
wonderful.
Jackson is in this movie with Jessica
what?
Alba, who has all of maybe 10 minutes in this
Really?
movie.
Oh.
She's pretty
Oh,
prominent
yeah.
in the trailer, honestly.
In the trailer, they definitely
minutes.
have a head fake there. They definitely pump fake you on that.
I want to go back to
Man.
Samuel L. Jackson. Did
Yeah.
he get a motherfucker in this movie?
He did not.
Boo!
Did he get a censored motherfucker? Like where? Like I feel like this always happens in like a below our movie where it's like Samuel Jackson goes mother and then he cuts or
It's
something.
funny that
Does
you
he
say
wear an
that
eye
it's.
patch?
Yeah.
He does not, but he definitely plays a Nick Fury-esque role
A Nick
where
Fury
he's
I
running.
would
type.
say he was probably like director of the spies or something.
He was, yeah. So
Oh
he
my
was,
god, nailed it.
See? So this
That's what he
movie,
does.
this movie is incredibly predictable, as Alison is laying out, where Nick Fury, or Samuel Jackson, is running this group of young girls who kill people. So
Nice.
I forgot the name of it. It's Prescott something.
Yeah.
Prescott, boom.
I remember that from the
Is
trailer.
that like an
Yes.
acronym or is that just
No,
a name?
Prescott's just the name of it.
Cool.
So
Of what?
The,
The organization?
the thing was named after somebody, though. Like, I think
do they go into this? Not
Probably
really.
head hurts. Okay.
If they had a sequel, maybe. Anyway,
Prescott
so
2.
all these girls, tons of voiceover at the beginning, so it's all, all exposition just poured out in your face for like the first 10 minutes. Haley Seinfeld again coming through there. So this is all about girls who are orphans who are raised under the tutelage of Nick Fury as they learn how to
Yes.
become assassins. And assassins for what, you may ask? I don't know. I still don't know.
Do
But
they kill
they're-
bad people? Do they kill?
They kill people apparently.
They kill
Okay.
any
However,
people.
there is a very
morally
cheek-
gray.
there's a cheeky scene towards the end of the film where Haley Steinfeld is talking with a gal pal of hers, talking like once she has been found out to be this assassin lady.
Oh, so they
And-
find out.
Well, of course they do. So there's a part where they're like, "Hey, so have you ever killed someone?" And then she's like, "Not all the way." And then you begin to discover,
What?
oh, this is like a play on the whole "I've never had sex" talk.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right. Okay.
So
Ugh.
I didn't go all the way, but I've done other things. Like, so it's like that
Okay.
conversation has nothing to do with killing people, but has everything to do with making fun of the conversation about having sex
Like, can
when
you
you're
be
a
an
teenager.
assassin if you haven't killed someone?
Yeah,
That's the
right.
thing.
That's a pretty shitty assassin.
Now,
right?
again, I don't know. So, this
What is an assassin, really?
What is an assassin?
You guys gave me a lot of compliments about having more patience than Mitchell. I want to fight this movie. Like, just put this movie in a ring and just.
So the movie is about Haley, who grows up in this, fucking death camp machine where she's born and raised to be an assassin. One of her missions at the beginning of this movie is to go capture Jessica Alba because she's listed as a bad guy. So they drop Haley Seinfeld into this area, and then yada yada yada. She gets captured by Jessica Alba, but on purpose.
Yada yada yada.
And
Oh!
Oh, whoa,
Plot
that's a
twist.
thinker.
Yes.
Man.
So Haley Seinfeld kicks some butt.
Nice.
Jessica Alba gets captured by Nick Fury, but after some things happen, like they're helicoptered off, but because of how things worked out in the battle, Haley Seinfeld's clip that is attached to the wire to the helicopter slips through, and she falls into a river. This whole time, you do discover, thanks to voiceovers, that she is super, super curious about what it's like to be a real-life girl.
Oh.
So she...
I love how they do this via voiceover.
Yes.
Like, come on.
It's
just
via
say-
voice. Yeah,
just
show,
imagining,
show,
like, Morgan
show don't
Freeman,
tell, right?
like-
That's the adage. They
Like
show.
Morgan Freeman
They
just
spell,
like
don't
hands up
show.
and she always wondered
here's
what it
the
was
thing,
like
Mike.
to be a real girl.
That would have been great. I would have been so in on this movie if Morgan Freeman did the voiceovers. But not only did they tell, not show, they showed and told at the same time.
Wait,
Oh,
so-
I'm sorry. They told, not showed.
They told, not showed.
Okay.
So meaning this. So the whole
We're
thing
making
is
bad
like
puns.
it's
Oh,
terrible
no.
puns. So the whole thing is like you want a movie that through the art of visual medium will tell you how a character is feeling
Yep.
instead of relying on voiceover to tell you how she's feeling. Anyway, Homegirl wants to be in Mean Girls. She wants to be in Clueless. She wants to be in all these movies that you see her watch on her laptop as she's preparing for a quote-unquote mission. Anyway,
Oh,
so
beautiful.
her dropping into this river, she's like, oh my god, this is my chance to be a real girl. Real Pinocchio shit right here. So anyway, she takes advantage.
You need to lose more often.
This is good.
She takes advantage and
You
joins.
just need to take better movies. Like
No, this is great. She joins a student exchange program. How? Again, guys, I do know this one. She found it through.
She applied?
She went on the internet and she didn't use Yahoo or Google. She used, and this is how you know this is a bad movie.
Bing.
Bing.
Bravo search.
Oh!
Wow.
Bing.
It's Bravo
Oh my
search,
God.
which is clearly modeled after Yahoo.
Yeah.
Oh my
Ask Jeeves.
God.
Bravo search.
I wish it was Ask Jeeves, because Ask Jeeves existed.
Yeah, right.
Ask
Bravo
Jeeves was
search.
at least popular at one point.
Yeah,
It
I
was.
used Ask Jeeves.
It was a thing. So she becomes a foreign exchange student in her foreign country, Canada.
Oh, of course. What a beautiful foreign land.
Yeah.
Fuck this movie.
Yeah.
So, do they make fun of that fact at times? Of course they do. Exactly. But they don't make that joke. So, yes.
I just had flashbacks to Yoga Hosers.
Oh, that's right.
Oh,
Yoga Hosers,
no.
very Canadian
All
movie as
Canadian.
well.
Oh my god.
So, anyway, that stuff all happens, and she goes through all the tropes of a typical teenage high school movie. And at the beginning, as she's going through this, you're thinking, this could actually be clever. Like, she studied all the... Like, they name Mean Girls by name. They have Clueless. Like, they could do a send-up of all those tropes. But instead, they do those tropes while also trying to make fun of them and act as if they're smarter than, she's falling in love with the brilliant musicians, like the hunky guy or whatever.
Sure, but she still does, so it's like...
She still does. And it's like they're trying to have it both ways. And there's a scene where the like popular looking girls, like really pretty cheerleaders, are like, hey, do you want to come sit with us? And they were being absolutely genuine. And Haley's like, I've seen Mean Girls. You're trying to lure me in, and you're going to turn your backs on me. Again, she's an assassin, so she has her wires up on everything.
Yeah.
And then the girls were like, no, we're just trying to be nice. End of scene. She does not sit with those girls. Anyway.
She should have assassined them all.
Yeah. The
Yeah.
send them. Yes.
Just imagine Hit
Oh.
Girl and like Kick-Ass 2 with the six stick. Like, yeah.
Ex-
Boom, boom, boom.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That would have been great. And
I would love
literally
that.
the quote I wrote down was, I've seen Mean Girls twice. And then the next line was, is this a send-up? And then my third line
Wow.
was, uneven messaging. And that is
okay,
really
that's
the
right.
crux of all my issues with this movie, because they laid out the groundwork for this to be kind of a spoof on the teenage comedy kind of thing.
Sure.
And they try to have it both ways. They try to legitimately have Haley be the starlet of a teenage comedy while poking fun of it in stupid ass ways.
Okay.
So, for example, they have a seating chart in her science class, and because she is a super duper spy, she went into her teacher's office at night while the janitor was walking by.
Oh my.
Stealthily, she walked into the office and changed the seating chart so she would be sit next to the really hot guy.
Of course.
What?
As you
Wow.
do.
As you do. And by the way, this whole like spy thing, they try to make it so where, she does a really good job of researching high school and she knows how to fit in. Or she'll occasionally slip up because her only research were movies. But she would also have times where she would like go into death spy mode, where they were talking in English class. They were talking about the Robert Frost poem where two roads divide in the
Oh,
world.
yes,
Yeah.
right.
The road less traveled.
Yeah,
The
thank
road
you.
less traveled.
So the
I am educated.
Yeah, see? Boom! And the teacher, who noticed that Haley was zoning out, as one does, was like, Haley, what poem were we discussing? She's like, oh, something about two roads. What I would do is I would make sure that I would have, like, a buddy, like, 30 clocks, or 30 clicks behind me so we could attack these guys. She goes into this whole spiel of how she would attack people if there were two diverging roads.
So wacky.
Yeah, thank you.
Ugh.
Those are the points of all those things where she quote unquote slips up and lets her spy self out.
Sure.
It's not motivated at all. It's just made for a quote unquote joke, and it just wastes 5 minutes of your life every time they do it.
God damn it.
Yeah. So spilling secret agent stuff was also one of my notes. The only time where it worked was when she is the mascot of her school because
of course.
she was told that the hunky guy liked mascots, which,
Oh.
by the way, was a trick played to her by some other girls who didn't like her.
Oh,
my
no.
God.
Has she seen Mean Girls?
Has she seen Mean Girls? Thank you. She's done all this research and fell for that. Anyway, she did fall for that. She got the job, and while she was practicing with the marching band in full mascot outfits, there were guys dressed in black, and the whole thing was, oh wow, the spy people finally found her, right? She went off the map, and now they found her trying to get her back. No, it was guys from a rival high school, and when they tried to attack her, homegirl went full spy, which makes sense.
This was in the fucking trailer, and it
Yes.
pissed me off.
Yeah.
It pissed you off, and I will say this:
Best
it makes
moment.
sense in the movie where I'm just like, damn, okay, this is like a really brief light of how like the spy thing can't come out because all instincts. People are
Yeah.
attacking me. I got to get into them. Blah blah blah. Guys and ladies, this is an awful movie. This is
Terrible
not
movie.
good. And I could also say my last note in this was dated references.
Oh no!
Okay.
This is what happens when you film your movie and then release it 2 years later. Like,
2013
Oh.
is when the film was shot. I have no idea when it was written. But in 2015, when Sophie Turner busts out the line, P90X, bitch. And
oh
by
no!
the way, Haley or Sophie Turner is also a spy. They're not working out using P90X. I'm sorry. I don't think Sam Jackson's rolling around with the P90X tape to get all these ninja assassins into shape. Anyway, the response from Haley was P90 extra large, bitch. That's another line that you
Oh.
could take to the bank with you.
Wow.
So that's the level.
This is some inspired shit right here.
I'm telling you, the references, the writing, the punchlines, all subpar. And I watched all 1 hour, 38 minutes of it.
You were counting, like you were like.
Was that including the credits?
Yeah, right. You gotta watch the credits in case there's like after credit scenes.
Unless there's
Oh no! I
credit
shut
scene.
that thing off and drove right to this place.
Yeah, this guy.
I was like, I was out and I was ready to go. Guys, before I give my final ranking, are there any questions for Barely Lethal?
Oh, there's a lot
Barely
of
Lethal.
questions.
Yes.
Why are they so bad at being assassins?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, that's a great question. That's a great question. Sophie Turner plays the rival assassin to Haley Steinfeld. And they grew up as rivals, blah, blah, blah.
Of course, yeah.
And actually a fun twist. Once Haley Steinfeld
They're
is
best
found
Fucking
out-
sisters.
Once no,
Oh.
not that.
Oh,
Twins?
okay.
Oh, damn it.
So once she has found out to have gone and lived this other life in this high school, Samuel L. Jackson and his team sent out Sophie Turner as
And
the
then
one.
she wants to go to high school.
Well, she becomes a high school student in the hopes of making her so unpopular that she leaves the school. I kid you not kill her, which eventually it turns into. But the initial thought is she's gonna be so embarrassed she's gonna leave. I was like, wow, this is what we're doing.
That's what they thought would work.
Yeah.
That's why they're not good assassins.
This is see. So I think Samuel L. Jackson is doing a terrible job of training.
Why
these
can
girls.
we write a better movie than half of the movies we've seen?
It's incredible. It really is. I really wish I knew how this was made.
Why did Samuel L. Jackson agree to be in this movie?
Right.
Samuel L. Jackson has a thing in his
Money.
contract where he wants to keep the record of being in the most movies of all time. And God damn it, he's gonna get
That's
that
fair.
freaking
He's
record.
gonna do it.
He's gonna do it.
I mean, if I were to watch that movie, it would be because of him.
Yeah.
I will say this: there's
What
an
other crappy movies has he been in? Because he's been in a,
A
lot
lot
of
of
crappy
oh, lots.
movies.
Yeah.
He has thrown so much shit against the wall.
Yeah.
But
I mean, like,
not all of it's stuck.
Is he like in tax
but,
trouble
like-
like Nick Cage's? You
No,
know?
I don't think
Okay.
he is.
Man, I don't know.
This
see
movie
some other
cost,
bad
by the
movies.
way, guys, this movie cost $15 million to make.
15 million.
No.
$15 million to make. That's why so many production companies were involved. I'm assuming that the A-list talent didn't help. And it made $250,000.
Oh my god,
Yes.
dude.
So I'm telling you.
Nobody would pay to see that.
And Jessica Alba. Oh, guys, you guys did not ask me, what role does Jessica Alba
You
play?
said she was only in there for
You
10
said her
minutes.
name
Is
once.
she,
Yes.
is she an integral part of the story? Does she really bring it all together?
Oh my gosh, Andre, thank you for asking.
Uh-huh.
She is introduced at the beginning as a bad guy that needs to be
Ooh, bad
captured.
guy, okay.
She gets one more scene with Samuel L. Jackson before where you're like, oh my god, these guys have a secret past together. And you think if this was a better written movie, Jessica Alba is actually the good guy in this case because she's like, what are you still doing? Training little girls to kill people? Blah,
Yeah,
blah, blah.
you're
By
right.
the
That's
way,
a pretty shitty thing
they
to do.
don't kill people. I have seen.
Only almost
They
killed.
only
seen nothing.
almost kill people. Fast forward to the third act, Jessica Alba is indeed a bad person and a person to be dealt with because she was the first person enlisted in this Prescott program. Everyone went by a number when they were in the program.
She was
Haley
number
Steinfeld
one.
was 84. Jessica Alba's number one. Exactly. That is something you could see coming from a mile away.
She was in it so guys would go see it.
Right.
And oh, by the way, 100%. By the way, she had a quote unquote again voiceover. She has an IQ of 140. That means she will use her smarts to kill
She's
you.
a genius.
She gets taken down by Samuel L. Jackson shooting her with like a sleeping dart,
Oh.
like right from behind her.
Your
Like
IQ was not high enough to dodge that sleeping dart.
it's incredible
Her
how
IQ is too high for
how
social
easy it is to take her
would,
down.
would you watch
Yeah.
a sequel?
No.
No, you're not in for Barely
I
Legal
don't-
2?
I don't care if they're legal now.
Oh.
You know, if they're
Yeah.
full on legal, I'm not
Lethal
watching.
2. Not
Yeah.
barely anymore.
Yeah.
Barely
So
anymore.
barely lethal. Yeah.
Yeah.
The
He's
barely
really
and the
fully
lethal.
kill people this time.
Yeah.
Could you imagine if this was like a prequel to the Lethal Weapon series?
Oh my god.
Really, it should be lethal barely.
Lethal.
Barely. But really, it should be a porno.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
no.
It should be like barely, like
Yes.
Oh,
barrel.
no. With the God.
So they never commit to them being spies, thus the barely or
Mhm,
assassins,
mhm.
barely lethal part. I will say this: the only redeeming quality, and I said that Sophie Turner was still growing as an actress, and a lot of other people in the film definitely were mailing this shit in. Haley Steinfeld is so much fun to watch, and
Okay,
she's just like. The way I saw her act in Age of 17, which is probably my favorite movie of her because of her,
Yeah.
she brought some of the same stuff to Barely
So
Lethal.
she's got talent. Like she's talented.
Yeah,
So-
she's a leading lady. That's
Yeah.
what she is.
I don't know if I remember this right. She was True Grit, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
So this
Okay.
is before True
I
Grit,
liked
or
her
this
in-
was after True Grit.
I liked her in
Filmed
True
before or
Grit.
after True Grit, I think, right?
Dude,
Oh, it was after. 2010 was True Grit.
Yep.
There you go.
There you go.
I loved her in True Grit.
Oh, she
But,
was great.
Yeah. Okay.
And especially going up against some really top-notch actors in that movie.
Yeah,
Matt
right.
Damon and Jeff Bridges.
Yeah.
She's
in that movie.
good.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
She held her
She-
own in that shit.
She's the real
Movies,
deal.
not so much.
This one, not enough to save it. Any other questions before I get to my dumbass ranking? Great.
I got nothing. Sorry.
Rating.
Thank God. It is a 1/2 kill. No, one. So by mean half kill, that's what she was claiming to
So
have
half.
done.
Half kill. So the metric is half kill. So
It
it's
is a 1 star. If I'm doing a star, it's
Okay.
1.
but it's
Everyone knows my ranking.
yes.
One.
Half means you've made the movie.
Yes.
They made this movie.
Yeah.
And
So you're giving it a little bit above they
because
made this
of
movie.
Haley Steinfeld.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
think there is such a thing as an actor or actress carrying a movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She didn't carry it, but damn,
She
she
pushed a little
tried.
farther.
Yeah.
She pushed it.
Yeah.
She tried.
She tried. She gave it an extra
She knew
yard.
she
gave
was in a
it shit.
shitty movie.
Okay.
So I'm gonna give it a 1 Sam Jackson half-baked performance out of 5.
Oof. All right. Cool.
Wow. All right.
Beautiful.
Illegal.
We jump into now our part we always do. Things we're excited about or things we're dreading or whatever.
Okay.
So,
Something we feel strongly about, right?
something we feel strongly about.
Okay.
Pull out your phone. You're jumping in this too.
What am I feeling strongly about?
Any
You told me
movie
about one.
that is
We
coming
talked
out
about this already.
soon.
What did I say?
Can I say something that came out or that will come out
already
in
forgot.
a couple years?
In a couple years.
Yeah.
I mean, you can. I try to
Oh.
stick to things that are like,
I know.
yeah, you know.
Men
now.
in Black.
Yeah.
Oh,
good
hey,
job.
Men in Black
Talk to us
You
about
remember.
Men in Black International.
Yeah. I'm
Just-
just excited because Chris Hemsworth and Tessa Thompson were great in Thor Ragnarok.
It's
true.
So
There you go.
they're cool co-stars.
Yeah.
Yes, you can
so
talk
it should
about.
be good.
Should be good.
I don't
can-
know what the plot is, but
Me neither.
they're good actors.
I mean, yeah, like they're good, and it's
Plus,
Men in
Kumail
Black movies.
Nanjiani is
Men in
a.
Black is
Wait,
usually
Kumail
good.
Nanjiani's in it?
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
he's an alien, right?
He's an alien,
Ooh,
yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, he's
yeah.
a little alien.
Well, I'm more excited now.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, he's
Kumail
gonna be great in
Nanjiani
it.
Loves
Yeah.
him.
So hot right now.
Seeing it fall
Yeah.
in the
Like
little
literally, have you seen those
sunken
guns? Are you
zone?
fucking kidding me?
No,
Sunken.
he's not gonna fall in the sunken zone, as far as I know. What?
Wait, what?
No.
What?
He's in the Twilight Zone.
What? What's going on? I don't know what's happening anymore. Okay. You can bring up something that's happening years from now. I always try to stick like the 2 weeks that we're gonna do this.
This
but,
is news that dropped, at least for me, that
Okay.
it dropped today, that
Go
it
ahead.
now has a release date.
Okay.
It's going to be May 21st,
Avatar 2,
2000.
right? Yeah, definitely.
May 2021, Taika Waititi's Akira.
What?
Yeah.
Oh shit!
Thank you, Andre.
Oh
Thank you, Andre.
Man,
It's
dude.
Akira is a very famous anime, came out in the 80s. Taika
It's
Waititi.
so good.
It was just mentioned
I don't-
not too long ago.
That's true.
That's true. I do not know the anime, but I know Taika Waititi. And
I will
I'm on
talk
board.
for an hour and a half about Akira, which is probably longer than the actual runtime.
I
Anyways.
mainly say this so I wouldn't have to talk anymore, and then Andre could just take it away.
Oh
It's
yeah.
And talk about how
Smart
excited
decision.
he is.
Dude, oh my god, Akira is like that's like one of the top 5 anime movies that like I recommend to normal people, if that makes sense.
Okay.
Like it's the highest recommendation I can give. Where it's like you don't have to be a nerd to like this movie.
It's
Where can I watch
There's
this?
a normal
Do you know
scale
if
of
I
there's
rent it
anything?
on YouTube.
Yeah, you
But-
can, I think it's a
Okay.
rental digital
Yeah.
rental.
Okay, that's
thing.
fair.
Yeah,
That's
I don't
fine.
think it's. I think I
I
have
go
it.
through the legal methods. I do not pirate.
Good
I think
for
I
you,
might.
Mike.
I think I might. I think I might have it
What
on
are you
DVD.
doing with your face, Mike?
Twitching.
I think I might have it on DVD. I got it in a garage sale.
Wow,
Literally
so
in my room back
legal.
over there.
Oh
Anyways.
my god.
So yeah.
You picked one that Andre is like over the moon about.
Dude.
Nice.
Well, that's the thing. Like,
I love Taika Waititi, so I'm on board already.
Well, so the thing
Doesn't
is
matter.
this is like the exact opposite reaction I had to Ghost in the Shell, which I would also say similar level. Like Ghost in the Shell, Akira, they're like classic anime movies that I would recommend to anybody. But like when they announced live action Ghost in the Shell, that's like rough. But Taika Waititi, so talented. Like
I love Taika.
Thor Ragnarok was fucking
I-
sick. And if he can bring his like style,
What they
stylistic
do in the
choices,
shadows is fantastic.
So
Like,
right.
Yeah.
So funny.
That- yeah.
If he can bring any of his personality into a story like Akira,
Yeah.
I'm at least interested, right?
Okay.
So
Absolutely. So 2 more years.
there we go, Akira.
Wow.
Very
Alright.
excited for that.
Excited, dreading, anything?
Toy Story 4. It's coming out in a few weeks. I am both excited and dreading it. And then
June
I
21st?
I will see it.
Okay.
And I'm excited to see it. But also, dude, they could have just left it at Toy Story 3. We could have been. I would have been happy. But
That's fair.
In pursuit of
Money?
Yeah. I'm hoping that it's. I mean, whatever. You can't take away anything from that original trilogy, but I have a lot attached to those characters at this point. And yeah, it'll be interesting to see how the 4th one does after the Toy Story 3 ended it in such a nice, tight little bow.
I thought it was such a perfect ending.
Yeah.
Especially how they tie Andy in and all that, and like him letting go of the toys was spoiler. Him letting go of the toys was us letting go of those stories. You know, it's just
Definitely.
like that was a great way of growing up.
I was on board with that.
Yeah,
Like,
and then that was like
yeah.
the perfect timing for us,
For
I think
us,
specifically,
yes.
because like we were all in our kind of like starting our steps in adulthood at that point.
Yeah.
Well, now,
right?
and
You
like,
know?
I'm getting the opposite way. I'm getting pissed off that the fact that they are selling at toy stores a spork.
Right, the
Oh,
toy
wait.
Spork.
Yes.
Sporky is like a main toy
Like
in
Sporky,
this. Yeah.
like they're selling like plastic toys of Sporky.
Yes.
That is so genius.
Wow.
That's funny.
And like they're
Why
selling you a
spork?
fucking spork, and
So
I'm
I
getting
Spork?
pissed off.
So in all the teasers, they showed like the main thing is that like
she made a toy.
she made a toy
Out of
a
a spork
spork, like
called
just a regular
Sporky.
spork with pipe cleaners and googly eyes,
Oh.
and that's a toy. You know, like that's sentient.
It's
You
called
can just
Sporky.
buy your own spork and
Exactly.
pipe cleaners and
Exactly.
make it for
Yeah.
30 cents.
Yeah.
Don't tell kids that.
Don't tell kids that because you can buy it for $19.99 on
they
the
can
Disney
draw it on
store.
their
or-
iPad.
You're cheap.
Really?
Oh yeah,
I
$30.
think you're cheap. I think it's
40?
like $30.
Fuck, man.
That's Mickey Mouse coming down from the mountain saying,
Yeah, dude.
make me some product.
It's a fucking spork.
Oh my god.
It was literally the joke that Apple could have a pile of shit and put their logo on it.
Oh yeah,
and still
and
sell
Like
it
their
for
stand that's
for
$999.
Exactly.
Topical.
Yeah.
It's still that
Come here
joke.
for the tech hot takes, guys. This is
Yeah,
our,
come here
tech
for all the
lunch.
hot takes.
Yeah.
So I will jump in then, I guess, after
Okay.
Toy Story 4. I'm excited for this movie. Early reviews and the trailer just came out,
Yeah.
and it's not good.
Ooh.
It's like 5 out of 10. But I am still excited for The Dead Don't Die,
Okay.
a zombie movie. Like
Oh, Adam Driver's
it
in
looks
it.
kinda
Adam
fun.
Driver, Bill
Yeah.
Murray,
Yeah, it's
Danny
got a
Glover.
good cast.
Like,
Yeah.
it's got a great
It's got a
cast.
Could still be terrible.
I am so in on
But it could be
Adam
like the
Driver.
good kind of.
I know,
terrible.
and like,
Yeah.
there's
Yeah.
Selena Gomez is in this movie. Like,
What the
people
hell?
want to put in this
Rachel's
movie.
in.
Yeah,
Mitchell's in on
exactly.
Selena Gomez.
Mitchell's in. No, but it's one of those movies. Like the
It could
last
be-
zombie movie we saw with Bill Murray was Zombieland, and it's
Yep.
fucking awesome.
Is Zombieland 2 still happening?
Zombieland 2 is still happening, and Bill Murray is in Zombieland 2. Get
Bill Murray.
excited.
Wow.
As a real zombie now.
Probably,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah, that's funny.
Spoilers.
Uh-huh.
You shot me.
Such a great
So this
cameo.
could be like a good kind of terrible movie, though. you
Like
know?
it's so I saw a trailer for the first time today, and I have seen it 3 times, and every time it has continued to make me laugh because it's very deadpan humor. So they are the sheriff and deputy of a small town. They are very like, oh, don't see that every day. Like when they see zombies, you know. So it's very like, it
Sure.
almost feels. Besides the aspect of it, it feels like a Wes Anderson movie where it's just kind of like wacky things are happening and like the characters are just like, oh yeah,
Yeah.
that hasn't happened in a long time.
Yeah, we live in this world. We understand.
Exactly. And so like I'm excited for it. I'm ready for it. It comes out in 2 weeks.
Okay.
Nuts.
And so I want, or it actually comes out next week.
Oh, wow.
Because I forgot. Yeah,
Surprise.
June 14th.
Surprise!
Surprise. Yeah, so I'm excited for it. I'm ready to go. Yeah. So
What's it called again?
The Dead Don't Die.
The Dead Don't Die. It's straight to the point.
Yeah, June 14th. It's definitely a zombie movie. If you guys are interested, I am definitely going to see it. You guys are more than welcome to join me.
I'll be back next Friday.
Sure.
So
I'll watch that. I'll watch a dumb zombie movie. Yeah, whatever.
It's gonna be a goofy zombie movie.
Weirdly enough, it's been a while since those have happened. Remember when like there was a zombie movie coming out like every other month or so?
Yeah, some of those took themselves serious though.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
like, definitely
They're
like
still
one
serious
of
now.
the
World War
like-
Z was like the peak of that.
It's gonna
right?
happen.
Oh.
Now
I
they're
still
just funny,
suggest
like, who
Warm
cares?
Bodies
Yeah,
got
right.
screwed over.
Warm Bodies.
Warm Bodies.
Which one?
I saw
Who was that in that? Who was that in? Like it was.
Oh, I don't
I
remember
saw
who's
that
in
one.
it.
Wasn't that?
It was like a smaller
Wasn't it?
talent.
No. Yeah, definitely. But like I remember there was like some guy that
Nick
was.
Holt. was
Yeah,
that
Nick
guy?
Holt.
That was it.
That was
Yeah,
him.
yeah,
Is
yeah.
he the zombie in it?
Yeah, he
Or
was
is
the
Yes,
zombie.
he's
girl
the zombie. Yeah.
No,
The
he was the
girl's
zombie.
human.
The girl's human, and it's like a romance.
She's
It's a-
also
she's-
a pretty
it's a rom-com.
famous person.
Yeah, it's like a
Yeah,
rom
she
com.
is too.
Yeah.
Yes,
forget
she's
her
also
name, but-
yeah. I'm not looking it up right now
I
just
like
because
only
I'm
half
looking
seen
it
this
up.
movie,
I'm
but it
over
was
it.
pretty good.
I'm done. I'm
Teresa
not.
Palmer, done. Got it.
Yeah.
Boom.
Yeah,
Thanks,
but
cool.
it was one of those things where like that one got screwed over. I love that one. I love zombie movies, so I'm okay with it.
I'm in.
So, all right. You guys have any last words as we close this episode 9 of Game for a Movie?
I hope I don't lose the next challenge.
Do you have a
Yeah.
challenge ready for us?
I do.
Oh,
I kind of just
shit.
made it up on the fly.
Okay.
And
Okay.
T-Dawg won't be able to participate unless Alison is going to be our...
Allison can
Or
stand in
sub.
for
Okay.
T-Dawg because
Good.
she is T-Dawg.
Your T-Dawg, that's
Oh my
right.
God.
That's true. Yeah.
Introduced it, finally.
Yeah.
T-Dog's avatar.
So, for myself, Mike,
Allison.
Comrade Andre.
Mitchell.
Comrade Andre. Thank you for listening to Game for a Movie. Please subscribe.